Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Brooks and my article is called Working as a Team. And this article came out of some experiences I had while I was teaching 9th grade science at Charlotte Engineering Early College in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is a magnet school that pulls students from all over the county into one program where students take kind of an accelerated course load that includes engineering, science, and math each semester. All of our teachers really rely on a collaborative model in their classrooms for student success. And one thing that we noticed during our second cohort was that a lot of our students had very few leadership skills. So because our students come from all over the county, most of them don't know each other when they started our school, which kind of created a unique dynamic of encouraging students to work in groups where they didn't necessarily know one another. And we found that our students were a lot less likely to take on leadership roles within those groups because they didn't have pre-existing relationships with one another. So this article kind of outlays how I went about implementing table leaders and group roles in my classroom to foster collaboration. We started by looking at some primary text on what table leaders were. I found when I started doing some background research that there's just really not a lot on the web about table leaders in the high school classroom. It's more of an elementary school principle. And so it became harder for me to kind of work through that. I thought it would be a really easy process to implement a table leader program, but I kind of had to write my own. So this article outlays how I went about giving kids primary text and had them think about what leadership looked like in different roles and in different places. So we looked at Odyssey of the Mind, which is a program that most of our students are familiar with. We looked at what it looked like in an AP table leadership role, and then we also looked kind of at what it looks like in the elementary school classroom because many of them had experiences in elementary school with table leader like programs. And then we looked at group roles. So my students had 4 different group roles that they took on in different learning activities: the auditor, the interpreter, the ambassador, and the chairperson. And so throughout this article, we talk about how to use those roles in a biology classroom with high school students to complete a hands-on lab where they're looking at different biomolecules, to complete a sorting activity where they're analyzing content in graphical and visual form and written form, and then as well how those roles and that table leadership kind of translated into bigger projects that they were working on in a school-wide format. So I hope you enjoy it, and please let me know if you have questions or need further clarification.